President Emmanuel Macron says a French ambassador to Niger is literally held hostage. You never say anything. They have asked you to take your ambassador out of the country, and you say no, that the current government does not have the right and power because they're not legitimate to tell the ambassador to leave. Now you are trying to impose yourself on the people of Niger. They have the people, everybody has come out. This is not the junta, it's everybody that have come out to say France must leave Niger. It's a must. And now they have cut off all utilities from the French embassy in Niger. And when life became difficult, the ambassador ran. Now they have gone, I've seen a video, they have fished him out and have been arrested. Okay, and I'm sure they're going to find the available means of sending him out of Niger back to France. He's not held hostage. They have asked him to leave, he refused to leave and ran away. So they have just fished him out, and now they're going to throw him out of that country. Because the French is a parasite in Niger. That is exactly what the people are saying there. So Emmanuel Macron should calm down. Go and get the ambassador out of that country. That is it. President Emmanuel Macron said on Friday that France's envoy to Niger is living like a hostage in the French embassy and accused military rulers of blocking food deliveries to the mission. No, now, so you say they cannot leave. So they don't have the power to leave. To tell them to leave. So now you are seeing that they have the power. Okay? And they are going to send them out. I think they have arrested the French ambassador. So you have the option of going to take those people out, or whatever they will see, they will take. There's nothing you will do except you are going to invade the country. Then go ahead and invade. Let's see. The people are saying they don't want you. They don't want you. Can't do anything about it. The ambassador is living off military rations. Can you imagine? Macron told reporters in the French town of Samois-Ozis, as we speak, we have an ambassador and diplomatic staff who are literally being held hostage in the French embassy, he said. So they are preventing food deliveries, he said in an apparent reference to Niger's new military rulers. He is eating military rations. By the time he go finish, he go. So Niger's military leaders told French ambassador Sylvain Ite he had to leave the country after they overthrew President Mohamed Bazoum on July 26. But a 48-hour ultimatum for him to leave issued in August passed with him still in place as the French government refused to comply or to recognize the military regime as legitimate. The coup has been condemned by France and most of Niger's neighbors. Macron said the envoy cannot go out. He is persona non grata and he is being refused food. Exactly. So asked whether France would consider bringing him home, Macron said, I will do whatever we agree with President Bazoum because he is the legitimate authority and I speak with him every day. Foreign Minister Catherine Colonna later said the ambassador is working and would stay at his post for as long as Paris wished. Can you imagine? He is very useful for us with his contacts and those of his team, Colonna told LCI television, adding the ambassador still had a small team with him. So France keeps about 1,500 soldiers in Niger and said earlier this month that any redeployment could only be negotiated with Bazoum. So the country's new leaders have turned up military cooperation agreement with France and asked the troops to leave quickly. Okay, Macron has for weeks rejected the call to remove the French ambassador, a stance backed by the EU, which had described the demand as a provocation. So like France, the EU does not recognize the authorities that seized power in Niger. So said EU Foreign Affairs spokeswoman Nabila Masrali last month. So the impoverished Sahel region south of the Sahara has suffered what Macron has called an epidemic of coups in recent years, with military regimes replacing elected government in Mali, Burkina Faso, and Guinea, as well as Niger. Okay, you are just speaking English. So you are imposing yourself on the people of Niger. That is what it means. And this is the highest problem you can ever create in a country. The people have come together to say they don't want you. They don't want any relationship with you. Leave us alone. And you are saying you must stay. Why must you stay? That is the truth. Why must you stay there? Take your people out. You are saying because they are military people. They are not legitimate government. You are talking to Bazoum. The Bazoum you are talking with is no more in power. The Bazoum you are talking with is still in custody. So what do you have to say? Eh? So it means that you are looking for war. It means that you want to go and fight the people. That is what it means. It means that you want to you are challenging them, and this is probably not going to be a very good one, because very soon those guys, by the time your military rush will finish, no food, no water comes there. I wonder how you are going to do it. Are you going to supply them light from France? Are you going to supply them water from France? I don't know what you're going to do, except you are ready to deploy military force, kinetic energy against the people of France. Get ready for that. Somebody say evil France, okay, colluding with evil EU. That is it. People say they don't want you, and you are forcing yourself on them. These are colonial. They call them colonial criminals. These colonial masters that actually are working against the interests of the people of the host nations. They say they don't want you. The West has been parasitic with, in Africa. And Africa is beginning to wake up to say, we don't want you, leave us. And you are saying you will not leave. And now by force. France is a parasite to Africa. They can't live without Africa. Yet they insult us in their country. Exactly. Macron, get out of Niger. They don't need you anymore. Enough exploitation. Is that too difficult for you to understand? Abi? They've told them, but they don't want to take it. Even that military rations should be stopped. Exactly. That military ration should be stopped. Who is even giving them the military ration? Maybe it's the one that France already delivered to the military group in Niger that are sharing. Very soon it will finish. Mr. Macron should know that Niger is an independent country and no longer a colony. Exactly. But I think he failed to understand that. And that Mr. Bazoum is no longer the president of that African country. Exactly. So the thing here is that if Niger has gotten true independence from France, then France should treat them as a sovereign nation and should leave them to make their decision themselves. You should leave them and get out of their country. Exactly. Because what you are doing now shows that they never got independent before now. You are still colonizing them. You are still dictating for them. You are still telling them what to do. And they are saying, we don't want you anymore. And you are saying, no, you must stay. Whatever you say, you take. So Macron, why are you crying? Because military government will not allow French government to loot their resources. Exactly. That's why you are lamenting. And that's exactly what it is. Macron, leave Africa. We don't need anymore. We don't need you anymore. We don't need French anymore. It is settled. It is settled. So I think the whole Africa is saying, EU, leave us. French, leave us. That is it. Leave the people alone. So thank you for listening, and let's have your comment. That is what Macron is saying, that the French ambassador and his team in Niger are just in hostage, practically in hostage. Yes, because you people refuse to leave.